Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to deMars Live. I'm absolutely delighted to be here. I am Kozak, by the way, if you guys don't know me by now, or it's your first time checking out the stream. These are all very, very welcome. We have a fantastic show. It's been 2 weeks since our last stream. Yeah, we took a break last week because I just had too much on my plate. I was releasing my music video last week as well, so I said, look, I needed to take a little break to make sure quality doesn't drop, because we love consistency over here at deMars Entertainment. So unfortunately it'll happen from time to time, or I'll have to stop a show. But look, we're back, and we've got loads of content ready for you this evening, so I'm super duper excited to present to you some of that content. Yes, so we've got a couple of people in already, so you're all very welcome, guys. Do slap a comment into the comment section if you feel so inclined, or don't. It's up to yourselves. You can chill out and linger and lurk. That's no problem at all. You are all very welcome to do that. But do say hello. It's always nice to know who's watching you as well from time to time. So at the moment we've got the wonderful Maximillion Foy and Millie Termond. Guys, these are very, very welcome. Thanks so much for tuning in. Really appreciate it. And Millie is a new member of the deMars community. So Millie, you're very, very welcome to join us tonight. Thanks so much. And Max, it's always great to see you, brother. It's always great to see you, man. How are you keeping? How are you guys keeping? Let me know in the chat what you guys have planned for the weekend. You know, it was quite nice today. It was nice and sunny here in Dublin. Little bit nippy, but you know, with a bit of sunshine, it's always quite nice. So let me know how you guys are keeping, and let me know what you are looking forward to seeing on the show today as well. We've got loads of great stuff. We've got, speaking of Maximillion Foy in the chat, we've got a new Max Factor this week. We've got some fantastic guests, guys. We've got some wonderful guests. We've got the fantastic Kobara, and we've got Clint Slate, both artists that we already featured on deMars Live before. And yeah, just very excited to have a chat with these guys. And we're also going to get a live performance from them both, and it's going to be an exclusive live performance, by the way. So stick around for that. Definitely recommend just to chill out for that one. What else do we have? We've got loads of music. We're going to start off with 4 songs today, so hopefully that doesn't delay things too much. But I had to squeeze an extra song in, guys, because it was stuck in my head all week and I couldn't get it out of my head. And I was like, why didn't I put it into the list? There's just so many songs, so much music coming my way, that, you know, it's just, I couldn't resist. So I had to put an extra tune in. But we got music by CRESCENT, Thomas IRWIN, David Skinner, and Greg Clifford. Long Lost Friend, that's his tune, and that's the song that was stuck in my head. We were doing a bit of work with him. What was it? The week before, and it was great. We did some recordings with them and stuff, and that's for Transmission TV, guys, by the way, which is happening on the 2nd of April. So check out Transmission TV, the Facebook, the YouTube page. I forgot to link it this week again. Fuck. Wait, I'm not supposed to curse on YouTube. I'm not on Twitch yet. Darn it. That's a woeful start, isn't it? We've also got your local 32, and we're going to be looking at Roscommon and Offaly. Yes, I can't wait to see what Rebecca uncovered. I think we had a phone call there earlier, and she said there's no music venues in Roscommon, and I was like, great, say that. Let people know. Maybe they'll open one up. I think obviously now it's really hard to do that, but you know, hopefully they'll resolve that issue. And we're going to close off with some gaming as well. I think poor Bren setting up the server for Valheim. It's a very complicated procedure. He had to like mess around with the router and do some weird stuff. So we're going to move over to Twitch at 8 o'clock. So I didn't even link my Twitch in the description. Guys, I'm all over the shop. Look at this. I'm just where's my assistant? I need an assistant or something, you know. But anyway, I don't have money for an assistant actually. So anyway, you gotta work with what you got, as they say, isn't it? So anyway, Rebecca says she's lurking in the shadows. The last ages. Yes. Well, you know, it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing at all. Anyway, let's move on to some music, guys. Are you ready for some music? Are you ready for this music playlist? It's cracking, I have to say. It's so varied as well. It's got such a rich variety. So really can't wait to get cracking with this first one. So this first track is by CRESCENT. It's called Dreams. So Crescent Moon is an independent Irish hip-hop artist, rapper and producer from Galway. He started making beats on an old drum machine he found in a second-hand shop, and since then he's upgraded to a home studio setup. So he produces every track he releases, takes inspiration from Kanye West, Brockhampton, and when it comes to producing beats and writing lyrics, it's Brockhampton, yeah, that's where he gets his influences from. So right now, he's really working with samples to get that old school feel. So it's a cracking track. I'm going to play it for you now. It's called Dreams. Let me set this up for you. And yeah, this is our first little bit of music. So enjoy. That's not it. That's not the song. This is the song. Welcome Kobara in the chat, man. Good to see you there, dude. Looking forward to our conversation.
I'm a flower that needs water. Last year has made me stronger. The sun hits me in the shower, and I dream a little louder. I say my rhymes a little prouder. I have days where I'm a doubter. I'm sorry if I seem sour, but my mood changes by the hour. I'm anxious with the future, and haunted by my past. Feel like I always finish last, so I run away fast. Put my foot down on the gas, and I bring in all the brass. And make my beats first class, so I'm never put on blast. Place to stay. One day I'll be okay. One day I'll feel the same. It's a young man trying to find his way, trying to find a place to stay. One day I'll be okay. One day I'll feel the same. I wanna compose before I decompose from the dirt real rose, putting feelings into these flows. I've been through it, Lord knows. I say hi to my lows as they come and go. I learn what it takes to grow. You need to have seeds to sow. Good people I know, close friends and a girl to show you it takes two to tango. But it won't always be sunshine and rainbows. My words keep me mellow while I echo on the tempo. Make sure I don't overflow. I've got a lot to outgrow. Place to stay. One day I'll be okay. One day I'll feel the same. It's a young man trying to find his way, trying to find a place to stay. One day I'll be okay. One day I'll feel the same.
First bit of music today, guys. Crescent Moon with Dreams. I hope you enjoyed that track. And obviously, guys, you can find that music on, I'm just going to whip this up here now, our playlist. And it's reached 104 followers, which is awesome. And these artists are all getting played on it, which is really, really cool. So you can check it out here on Spotify. It's the Irish independent Irish music scene all time. Yes, we have made it an all-time playlist. And then we've obviously isolated then our 2020 here and 2021. So do check it out. And some artists will be on both because obviously we're mixing in 2021 and 2020. But it's nice. We're getting a nice amount of follows. These artists are getting some nice amount of plays as well. So do check it out if you're interested. And I didn't link it in the bio, didn't I not? Because I'm a bleeding idiot. I forgot to link all of the essentials in there. So yeah, Rebecca, I don't know if you want to remind me. Maybe I should just write this down myself. It is my responsibility. But however, let's move on swiftly to our next little bit of music. And that's by Thomas IRWIN, and it's called Don't Worry About Me. It's an awesome track. Really, really enjoyed it. And I'm actually really digging the rest of his tracks as well. It's really kind of dancey, upbeat, and it's kind of the vibe that I'm in at the moment. You know, coming into the summer, coming out of the shite. of the winter, and it's just really cool. I'm really liking it, so I really recommend you check him out. So a little bit about Thomas. He's an artist, songwriter, as well as a producer. He creates electronic dance music, but his sound is a lot more melodic, he says. So he creates emotion with his music, and a melody that people can sing to and lyrics people can relate to. So he's always trying to push himself with sound and forward to explore different avenues and influences, whether it's working with Irish fiddlers to jazz pianists to Brazilian samba to bands he loves to see himself and his personal tastes. So in his short career, he's worked with BBC, produced and written for many individual dance music labels, ranging from all the way up to Dharma, Spinnin' Records sub-label, and worked with some incredible artists and songwriters who have credits with the big guys. Yes, and some of those will be Avicii, Tiesto, and Nicky Romero. This is amazing. And I only messaged him there. I was emailing. I was like, man, I can't find anything on your social medias. Like, tell us a little bit about you. So he sent this over to me, and it's pretty awesome, I have to say. So there he is. Worry About Me in the playlist. So I hope you enjoyed this track.
Just look around, everybody's looking down. It's not just me who is running, 'cause we all got battles we're fighting. Oh, don't you worry about me, this is something that I'm used to. Heartbreak is your scars that I could already show you. They'll make you stronger, just you wait and see. Don't you worry about me. Why don't you call on me if you ever in need? I know how it feels to be empty. My life was never ever meant to be easy. Don't you worry, no, don't you worry about me. Can you hear the sound? People laughing and singing. I think they wanna be found, 'cause we still got dreams we believe in. Oh, don't you worry about me, this is something that I'm used to. Heartbreak is your scars that I could already show you. They'll make you stronger, just you wait and see. Don't you worry about me. Why don't you call on me if you ever in need? I know how it feels to be empty. My life was never ever meant to be easy. Don't you worry, no, don't you worry. Why don't you call on me when the devil's in me? I know how it feels to be empty. My life was never ever meant to be easy. Don't you worry, so don't you worry about me.
Alright, our second bit of music, and that was Thomas IRWIN with Worry About Me. What a track. I love that mix of fiddle with dance music. It's really, really cool, I have to say. Check them out. Yeah, really, check out that playlist, but check out Thomas IRWIN. Check out all of these artists, guys. They're actually fantastic, and they've got loads of great music up there as well that they've released in the past. It's crazy. Like, I'm just listening to so much... so many artists from Ireland. Like, it's just, that's all that's on my plate now, and I absolutely love it. It's like listening to music from all over the world, really. It's just so eclectic. It's such an awesome mix. So you don't need to listen to any music outside of Ireland, is what I'm trying to say. There's enough here. I just wish, people outside of the industry kind of got that, you know what I mean? And but anyway, here we are, and we're supporting music. So thanks so much for joining me, everybody. By the way, it's great to see us. It's great to see Dave Duggan. What's the story, Dave? Good to see you, man. We got David Skinner. Howdy, David. Hope you're having a good day. Connection issues slow me down, but I'm here. That's all good, brother. Great to see you in the chat. Looking forward to playing your track, which is next. So you came at the perfect timing, man. It's all good. It's all good. So yeah, I hope you are all keeping all good out there. Let me know how your day's been. What did you get up to today? And let me know what you are looking forward to seeing in the show as well, guys. Communicate if you want to, or chill out and, just chillax on your couch and do whatever you want. You don't need to talk to me. It's all G. Let me do all the talking, I suppose. Just by the way, if you've tuned in, we're going to be playing 2 more tracks. We've got 2 fantastic guests that are going to pop onto the show very shortly. We're going to be joined by Clint Slate, who is a French-based musician who has released 2 amazing albums and only released his 3rd one there, and it's unbelievable. It's called Dragons, and it's so experimental. It's so awesome. I'm really looking forward to bringing him onto the show and delving into that album a little bit. We've also got Kobara, who is a Irish storyteller and songwriter, and he's absolutely fantastic. He's produced music and performed in various projects since he was a child, so he's been doing it for years and years, and he seems like such a busy dude. He told us that he was doing a music video yesterday in a graveyard, which is absolutely crazy. So he released his EP later last year, and his recent track, which is just absolutely amazing. We're going to have a chat about that, and we're going to get live performances from both of them as well, guys, which is really cool. We're going to get an exclusive live performance. So really looking forward to that. We got Max Factor, we got Your Local 32 as well, and a bit of gaming at the end. I think we're going to try Valheim. Bren's working on the server. Bless him for his patience. And if not, we'll play some Apex Legends and blow off some steam. Yeah, let's just do that. I'm resistant to Valheim all of a sudden. I don't know what's going on. It seems like a slow-paced game. We'll see what happens. But next bit of music. So David Skinner, and the song is it's from an EP that he released called Is Anyone Out There? And it's a cracking EP, guys. You have to check it out. And one of the songs is called Voyager, and this is the one he suggested when he sent me the email to play. So the rest of the EP is fantastic, I have to say. It's 3 songs, and really recommend you to see it. So I'm going to pop this up on the screen, and hope you enjoy.
so much older than I. Much has happened since you've been gone. Some of it good, but most of it bad. Out in the vastness of space, your little brother going a different way. And will we lose you? And we will lose you. And when we do, God help you both. I know all will always be fine for you out there. You will outlast all of us here. Voyage on, voyage on, voyage on, voyage on, voyage on, voyage on.
David Skinner, and that was his song Voyager from his EP Is Anyone Out There. That was absolutely awesome. I love that finger picking at the end, and just that ending is perfect, man. Well done. Just a little bit about David. He's an independent singer-songwriter from Cork, and this song is about the Voyager space probe that NASA sent up in 1977. So David Skinner, check him out, and check out the rest of the tunes on that EP. They're absolutely awesome. And thanks, David, for joining us today for deMars Live. I hope you're enjoying the show so far. Yes, we got our last bit of music, guys, before we bring in our last bit last bit of music before we bring on our first guest. I hope you are enjoying the show so far. Do slap a like if you're so inclined to do so, or don't slap a like. It's totally up to yourself, but there's an option there to do if you are enjoying it and if you feel so inclined. And if you're first time lurker or first time checking out the show, there's a subscribe button, and we're trying to build up our network here. We're trying to build our community, so if you want to be part of the community, do hit a couple of those buttons there that they give you, and it helps the community grow, and it helps the video go a little bit further out as well, which helps everybody that's involved. So yeah, that'd be absolutely awesome, guys. And yeah, I'm going to introduce our last bit of music by Greg Clifford, Long Lost Friend. What an amazing track. It was stuck in my head, and it happens. There's like a couple of songs that just can't leave your head, you know yourself. And towards the end of this week, we were working with Greg last week, and we were doing something for Transmission TV, which will be going live, by the way, on the 2nd of April. I don't have the links in the description. No. So yeah, I know. I once again, I'm missing 3 very valuable links there. But you will find out about it one way or another, and I will set up an event page for that. But you'll see some great performances from a studio. So instead of me being in the gaff in my sitting room here as I am, I know it looks like I'm in a bar, doesn't it? But I'm not. I'm actually in my house. It's crazy. So I'm going to be in a studio. So I'm really looking forward to that. And because of that as well, we're actually going to be able to create content for musicians while they're there. So we're going to be recording musicians, mixing it, and our team we've got a really strong team, and that's in Tsunami Studios. We've got Adam and Sean that are instigating the studio. They've built that studio from absolutely nothing. And then we've got Keto as a technical producer, and then myself, of course, overseeing it. So just really excited. So anyway, Greg Clifford's tune, A Long Lost Friend, is going to be performed live. It's not going to be performed live. It was performed pre-record. We're going to interview him live. But anyway, I'm making it sound really complicated. It's not. But his recent track, Back to Greg, it's a feckin' amazing track. He's gotten some amazing love on it, which he well deserves. I've known him for years, and he's just an amazing musician. He has so much under his belt. So if you don't know him, I'll give you a little bit of a quick bio. He is a Dublin-based independent singer, songwriter, and musician. His style, he describes his style as authentic synthesis of indie pop rock fused with electronic aspects and classical guitar finger picking. So in 2017, Greg released an LP entitled Quadlibet, as well as playing 17 gigs across Ireland as part of a 3-act showcase called the Back to Basics Tour. There's a documentary on that. It's great. It's featuring Barry J. Hughes and Ian Brennan, 2 guests that were on my show before. And they just packed up and went on a little tour around Ireland and documented it. It's really cool. It's really interesting. Gives you an insight into like what it's like to tour across Ireland as a singer-songwriter. So since then, he's going to release his second album, 2020 Vision, as well as touring throughout Ireland and internationally with his own music. So he's an established arranger, producer, and conductor who's worked on various performances with the RTE Concert Orchestra as well, and Sold Out National Concert Hall, and holds a master's in contemporary music composition. So this year he's going to release his third album, Lines of Desire, which I did speak to him about that a couple of months ago. I'm really looking forward to hearing this album. It sounds amazing. He's just super talented, and it's going to be accompanied by a book and a documentary, because of course it is, because he's such a hard worker. He's doing so many projects, and fair play to him. So this song is called Long Lost Friend, and it's about change and moving forward. And I'm kind of feeling in that mood myself, a bit of change. Are you guys feeling like a bit of change is in the air, like you're moving forward a little bit? I mean, maybe it's hard not to feel change coming out of a shite, I'll say it again, winter, and moving into the sunlight now, and change comes. I always find it easier to change my habits when the seasons change. I don't know if you've ever thought about it like that, or if you've noticed that. But and looking at the chat, just want to say, we got Bluefish Diamond in the house. So Jim, how's it going, man? Good to see you. Thanks for popping on the stream. And pop a comment in, guys, if you are. Let me know how you are enjoying the show so far. Give me some feedback, guys. I need the feedback. I need to know what's going on. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, Long Lost Friend, Greg Clifford, last track before we bring on our first guest. Enjoy.
I will be back again. Oh, a long lost stray, and I will be back. I will be back again. Oh, you see, sometimes in life you need to survive. You need to hold your head high, reach to the sky. You see, sometimes in life you need to get away. Oh, I had to leave this place. I left tonight. I had to break free. I didn't diligent mind. But I hope you'd understand, that I left you all behind. Doesn't mean to an end. Now you're a long lost stray, and I will be back again. Oh, a long lost stray, and I will be back again. Oh, said I farewell to you, my friend. I give you all the loving that I can send. You're a long lost stray, and I will be back again. And I know that I will see you again. Someday I'll try to reunite all the pieces that I lost, all the pieces that I may find. I see the world for me and how it turns, and how it hurts and how it hurts. I'm sure you heard it all before. I'm not the first to walk out the door. Home is where the heart roams free. Escape this mess, cause words cut deep. I hope you'd understand, I hope you understand that I left you all behind as a means to an end. stray, and I will be back, I'll be back again. Oh, a long lost stray, and I will be back, I'll be back again. Oh, I send a farewell to you, my friend. I give you all the loving and I can send. You're a long lost stray, and I will be back, I'll be back again. And I know that I'll see you again.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was our new music playlist. Hope you guys enjoyed that. And yeah, Greg Clifford, what a cracking tune, guys. I'm glad you like that closer of our new music playlist. Really awesome. So please welcome our first guest. We've got Greg in the house. Not Greg Clifford now. It's funny how we just played Greg Clifford and we got a Greg here now, but also known as Clint Slate. How are you doing, brother? Great to have you on the show.
I'm really fine. I'm delighted to be here.
I'm absolutely delighted to have you, man. And it's just great how I get to sort of, uncover fantastic artists. And you are definitely one of those. You really blew me back with your album Dragons. And we played one track from that, the very first one, I think, on the list. And it was just so amazing. So when I started delving in deeper into the album, I realized how experimental you really went with it. And it was just amazing. So well done. And how are you keeping, first of all? How's everything for you?
It's quite good. I mean, if you put all this, we are locked down, COVID aside, of course. I have a new album. I try to, keep new challenges and new goals. So I'm still writing, still practicing my guitar and trying to find new ways to make music because that's what I do. I mean, I wouldn't do anything else aside from jokes, maybe.
Yeah,
no, musical jokes actually, but
yeah, I heard it's hard to be a comedian during these times because live streaming, you're depending kind of on the laughs to kind of feed you as a comedian, so it's very difficult. Poor comedians can't do live shows as musicians can. It's a little bit easier for musicians, although it's not ideal. But I totally get it. And I mean, you've done a good few projects before, obviously the COVID, that were operating and fully operational, right? So it was pardon me for my horrible French. I studied Spanish. I studied your enemy's language. Le Frangleses, is it? And that's a horrible pronunciation. And which is a French show. And this is like a musical. Is it a musical theater or something like that? Or can you elaborate a little bit on that project?
Yeah, totally. In fact, Les Franglaises it's a pun. Franc, French, glaise, English.
How do you say it?
English. How do you call that? The female English will be anglaise.
Anglaise.
Voilà, exactly.
Cool.
So the pun is française, anglaise, franglaise. It's the show was created to translate very poorly English songs in French. So which one can we? I Get Around. I Get Around by the Beach Boys. Mm-hmm. For us, it will be total nonsense to sing it in French. The most straightforward way possible. So in French, it will be I make a turn, I make a turn. Because I get around will translate roughly je tourne autour, I turn around.
Oh, I see.
But
Okay.
imagine the song sang when you sing it in French. Tour, tour, reste autour, je reste autour. That's ridiculous. So we have a lot of songs that are translated way too straightforward to keep the meaning you guys have. So
Okay.
we have some kind of a third meaning, which is not the real translation, but a translation that's comic.
Brilliant, because you're doing a literal translation from exactly word by word, and I think that's brilliant. So do the French find that humorous? Is it a funny show?
Totally. Because we are 13 on stage. We all switch instruments during the night.
13.
13.
Wow.
And
That's a big sell.
the whole gang now, we are 25, I think.
Why do you need so many?
Because at first they were 8, I think, 15 years ago when they created this. It was just by luck, and they kept the show going and the troupe and everything, and the fact that everybody has a character on stage and everybody plays different instruments, depending on the song and stuff. So it's more than just a concert. It's my character on stage is how could I put that? He thinks he's rock and roll. Is not. No. But I have a big voice, a big sounding voice, and that's kind of the gist of the show. Is I know how to sing and I know how to play, but my character is just a bit dumb. So the opposition is quite fun because for people, we know exactly what we do. We are professional musicians and comedians and stuff, but we play. We play children in a way. We play kids. We play people that are easily angry on stage, that are petty to everybody. Yeah, we play kids. And it's a blast because it's a 2 hours show. It's
wow, nice.
It's jam packed with people, and it was very weird when COVID struck because we had the full season programmed in a great theater in Paris, and we already had the tour and stuff, and suddenly right now a year ago from today I was going in another town. It was my first tour date with them, and during the travel in train, the government shut everything. So we came and we came back in the same day without playing.
Oh, wow.
And anyway, it's very weird. It's been weird since.
Yeah.
Hence the Dragons album, because I needed to do something without being in the same room with someone and needed to find a new challenge, a new way of expressing myself and trying to push the boundaries. And I think maybe even more now that I had other boundaries that were forced on me, Well, I don't know if that makes sense, but
absolutely it does. And I mean, the album is fantastic. And listening back to some of your older work, this is obviously your third album, and this one seems quite your most experimental. It seems, and I'm definitely getting a lot of almost getting like a Pink Floyd vibe at times almost. And do you think the album would have happened if it wasn't for lockdown? I know that your first album was 2015, and then your second 2017. It would kind of make sense for you to make one in 2020, kind of, in that order. But were you expecting to make a third album, or was this just because everything dropped? And you're saying no, but would you have? Were you planning on leaving a longer gap between your second album, or not going back to Clint Slate as sort of this project?
No, actually, it was no, because I have another album that's shelved for 2 years, I think, now. So in my mind, this was the third album. This was the one that I was going to release, but actually no, because it's a concept album. It's finished, but I want it to be visual too. So it's a lot of work. I wanted either something like a movie or a comic book or stuff. But it's expensive. It's a lot of time and a lot of energy. And so I had those two other projects that pay the rent and are very fun, with the U2 project, U2 tribute band, where I sing. That is kind of cool for me because I'm the singer, and it's work and it's fun and and it pays, obviously. And Les Franglaises, the same thing. So I kind of put Clint Slate in a little box for a while, but I initially did acoustic covers when COVID stroked. When it hit.
When it smashed us in the face.
When COVID arrived, I initially started to do covers. I can speak with a terrible accent.
Oh,
you
I like that
accent?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
I fucking hate it. This is impossible. But people tell me, you are French. Yes, how can you tell? So I initially did covers because I wanted to do something. So I just had a guitar. I was stuck home, and we had this lockdown, and I was, and I had to stay home, and I had to do something. So I did a cover a day with just my guitar, and I put it on YouTube and stuff. And I wanted to do just that. I hadn't written a song in something like 2 years. I was nearly writer's blocked. And suddenly I had those ideas of, okay, I will be going mad soon. I will finish my life like Howard Hughes, in a gown and running around in circles quite quickly. So I have to find something to occupy myself and remain a bit sane. So I found this. Okay, I remember this idea of cut up and surreal lyrics, and trying, because I think at this point I was just afraid of writing about, okay, I'm locked inside my home, I'm not feeling well, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to be colored, and tainted by all this. I wanted to write something about art. I wanted to be surprised, and I wanted to be as surprised as the listener and as everybody. So this whole project came really by luck, and I have the impression that I co-created it with luck, really. And I started. Everything started by the middle of last May. So it's been 10 months that I'm living with it, and I found it amazing because it's just. I didn't plan it.
Yeah.
I didn't plan anything. I didn't plan the songs. I didn't plan any of it. And the videos, the visuals, everything. It was just like a jigsaw, Every piece seemed to come at the right place and felt right. And
how did you record it? How was that process? Did you record all the instrumentation yourself? Did you get some friends from musician friends to help you with that? Tell us about that part.
A bit of both. Actually, as I wanted to not overthink, and I am not a stressed person. I'm not subject to anxiety, or I am not a control freak at all.
You just had to state that just in case someone thought otherwise.
Yeah, because
I am not these things.
No, I'm not these things, and I'm feeling actually quite well. But
get away, bats! Get away!
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, who are these people talking in my head?
Get out!
Get out! Banana! I'm sorry.
Just come in when I tell you to come in. When I need to create an album, okay? Stop it now. I'm trying to talk. Jesus.
In fact, I just wanted to be spontaneous. So every time I had an idea, playing the guitar and stuff, I recorded it and instantly gave it name, whatever it was. So the name of the reverb or the distortion of anything. And so just to have a code name and then send it to friends of mine who accepted to do things with me, who were playing bass and drums, and just gave them, a mail with an MP3 saying, okay, this is, I don't know, 90 BPM and blah, blah, blah. And send me 3 takes, max. Be spontaneous. Don't think I should do this, I should do that. I don't want to think. You just record anything on this, send it back to me. And it could be from 2 chords in a loop, or maybe a melody a bit more sophisticated and stuff. And all this coming back to me gave me a way of this jigsaw I was talking about, because obviously I didn't want to have boom check, so I twisted everything to have this boom check on another beat, creating something that will cascade and stuff. And so the guitar at the beginning will not be in the song, but the bass from another song will be, etc.
Oh, so what you sent the artist to write on top of, you didn't use it where they put it. You put it in different places. Is that what you mean? Yeah.
For instance, the first one that that came and that made me understand that I could have a real project with this and really write songs, well, the song Darkest Wire. I had a few notes that I sent them, and I accidentally put the drums at the wrong place in Cubase, meaning that instead of having boom, I had boom, something like this, and suddenly it gave me something. It gave me, a taste, a color that I could work on. And the bass player sent me 2 bass mini tracks to choose, but I didn't choose. I used both. I sliced them, I edited them, and used both. So using this and arriving at some point, I heard bass and drums singing in a way, do 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 do. It was just this small snippet, but I copy pasted it, and it gave me the whole middle eight that I wrote around that. So there are even songs. There is one song where the bass player didn't play on it, but it's his part totally whacked from another song.
It's just interesting. That's amazing. I don't think I've ever heard this process before, and it's great. It's just fantastic. It's hugely experimental. And just the mix that you have in there as well, the spoken word that you have at some stage, then this kind of 70s prog feeling that of Reconciliation TV is just such I love that track so much. And then you got the rock, pop, folk and jazz even, it's just fantastic. It's amazing how you came out with something so just so different. It's unbelievable. And
the lyrics are very quite out there too, because I thought if I do this with the music, I have to do this with the lyrics. I can just use all this editing and just write what's in my head. I thought I have to play the game, till the end of the project. So for Darkest Wire, I know in English it's gonna be even weirder than for me, but Darkest Wire doesn't mean anything. It's just words. But the fact is that I had given code names to the songs, as I told you. So these code names I entered in a generator I found online doing cut-up. Cut-up is an old technique developed by Dadaists and surrealists and writers, and like William Burroughs and the Beat Generation. and the guys used to cut newspapers, and or pages, and paste randomly from a bowl, all the pieces of paper they had. So they had really weird sentences and stuff like that, and I wanted to play with that. So I found this generator online that not just give you any word. You enter a word and it gives you web pages, and you can choose sentences, words, stuff like that. And so I didn't just grab anything. I tend to say that I harvested the lyrics, because I had pages and pages and pages of words, but sometimes there will be sentences that are totally abstract but very interesting. And Darkest Wire is that, because it doesn't mean anything and it means a lot. I mean, all I wanted to have were images, and to maybe go back to Pink Floyd and David Bowie. Bowie and Radiohead used the cut-up a lot, and you have this surrealist aspect of bringing metaphors and images and travels, and I'm a bit mad, yeah.
Well, it definitely takes you, like, it's an emotive sort of movement when listening to it, right? It I know what you mean. They're closing. No, I don't think it's a mad thing. I think it's an intuitive thing. I think it's you're just kind of in tune in a certain way of you're creating a vibe beyond sense. So I understand that it's, when you say it doesn't mean anything and it means something, it's quite Taoist, right? The Taoists would speak like that. It's everything and it's nothing at the same time. It's not a sort of tangible explanation. It's not as simple as black or white or whatever, So I kind of understand this. I mean, I was a huge prog rock fan myself, and a huge Pink Floyd fan. So very resonant with myself, with my tastes, and it brought me back because I moved away a little bit from that. So it's amazing. And tell us what kind of got you into sort of Dragons as the sort of title. Can you still encapsulate this album, like, and how would you encapsulate it, or how have you planned to encapsulate it as a single entity, and why Dragons to be the name?
Actually, I found, totally by luck, then when I had these 9 songs, to me it was finished. It wasn't conscious. You say it's very interesting, because you talk about intuition, and you're totally right. There is nothing that I did with this album that was really conscious, but at the same time I knew when to take a decision, because I knew it was the right time. I knew I had to do it, and all of this because of intuition. And as for the title, it's the same thing. I realized I had two times in the album the word dragon. There is Smash, that's closing the album, that ends the album with Contact the Dragon, and I thought that was fun to use that, because it's in 2 songs, and it's an imaginary animal. It's like a chimera. It's something that may have existed. It's something that could exist. It's something that, a bit like those songs. To me, it was, those songs were something that shouldn't have existed at this moment, but I made the decision to go and find something, and I found that, and I thought, okay, these are chimeras to me, but I thought chimera was a bit too obvious, maybe, and maybe too far-fetched. But I like the fact that I could root dragon in this, and that it was already in the lyrics. And as for the visual of the album, which is my face with the one half of my face is a lizard dragon stuff, it came from an accident. The photo was ruined in a way. It was overexposed, and I saw it I saw the sleeve design that I needed on this ruined photo. That's kind of fun. And so I used it, and it worked perfectly. So it was another step towards this dragon thing. And I thought, I like the fact that it's an unusual album. I like it because it's I've always done things that are everybody's going right. I will go left. You know, I'm a bit like this, so it's quite tiring at times.
I feel you, brother. I feel you. I'm quite like that myself, to be honest. So perhaps it's more a right-brained sort of behavior as well. It's more emotive and feel, and I guess there might be more pressure in that way because you really have to be in a good sort of state to be to be observant, to be quite aware, because these are signals that are not very obvious. So one person might look at the photo and throw it out because it was in their mind not a right photo, but you took it as what it was and took it to the next level. And it's very impressive. It's great, and it's nice to meet a person with that kind of creative direction, but just creative way of living, because it's almost a way of life, I suppose. So it's really awesome to speak to you about this, Greg. It's really cool. So happy to talk about these things. So we're talking about music. Let's hear some music, man. Let's would you like to have a little performance for us?
Oh, I would love to.
Awesome. I'm going to put you on a stage. You can't see the stage. You're going to have to use your awesome imagination. And when you watch the video back...
Are there any dragons on there?
No, do you know what? I should have prepared a little bit better. But you're on a pink and purple stage. That's the best I could do.
That's nice.
Yeah, no dragons at the moment, but we made you a nice, colourful stage. And I'm looking forward to let us know what song you're going to play. And the stage is yours, my friend. Take it away whenever you're ready.
I will play a song called Flowers from my second album called Wooden Bones. And just a quick story, Wooden Bones was recorded in a theater with a choir and 8 musicians with cameras and stuff, live on YouTube 4 years ago. In a single take, meaning that we rehearsed it pretty quickly and just recorded and played it once. So I told you I was mad, but and everybody, including the guys in the team, all told me, why on earth would you want to do that? And I thought, could be fun. Well, not fun is not really I've never been that stressed and anxious in my whole life, but at the same time I knew the songs in there would benefit from the from this stress and this and anyway, I love this song. I think if I had to keep one song that I've written, I'd keep this one. It's called Flowers.
Kneel down close to me. Let me whisper in your ear, everything's fine. You can move on, let it be. Bend over, look at me. Try to make it nice and easy. I need to feel you once again next to me. I'm bringing you flowers, dead flowers from a grave. Keep bringing you flowers, dead flowers from a grave.
the times past, cold and lonely, would you cherish this flame? 'Cause that's our story. The wind blows on your face, carrying a last breath. Don't cry, you had to lie anyway. But just bring me flowers, the dead flowers from a grave. Please keep bringing me flowers, dead flowers from a grave. Let you down. You'll always know where I am, right under this ground. Please keep bringing me flowers, dead flowers from a grave. Keep bringing me flowers, dead flowers for my grave. Bring me flowers for my grave.
Awesome. Great stuff. Great performance. It sounds so great as well through your microphone. It's really
Thanks.
cool, man. Well done. So that's Flowers from Wooden Bones, which was from your 2017 album, guys. Really do check out Clint Slate. That's two separate words on Spotify and obviously on all the social networks. His link is in to Facebook, is there, and that'll link you to everywhere else. You have a website as well, do you? Or is that... Am I mistaken?
Yeah, totally.
You do have a website as well?
ClintSlate.com. Yep.
Great. Where do you prefer people to find you, actually? Do you have a preferred network that you use more than others, or...?
I think nowadays I'm more on Twitter because being French, I have more interaction in French on Facebook and more in English in Twitter.
Brilliant, awesome.
But I'm really everywhere.
You're just everywhere at once.
Yeah.
Omnipresent.
Just call my name 3 times and I appear.
Amazing. Is there anything well, first of all, like, thanks so much, Greg. It's such a pleasure to chat to you. It's such a pleasure to get to know you as an artist, as a person. It's awesome. Jeez, it's so shame that you're so far away, but it's so amazing that you're so far. We're not ridiculously far away. You're not in space or anything, but like, you know, not yet. I might meet you there one day though. But that we're still able to communicate and get to know each other, isn't it? It's really awesome that we have this ability to do that, you know, very easily, and we're able to promote your music and
thank you
stuff.
for the opportunity for me also to play live. I haven't played live in months, and so it's I really took it as a gift today. So thank you.
Awesome. It goes both ways, man. And it's just really cool to get to know you. So listen, have a great weekend, brother, and best of luck. Keep promoting that wonderful album, and I'll make sure my community tune in on that and keep listening to it, because it's definitely a gem, and you should be very proud of it, man. Take it easy, man, and talk to you very soon.
Talk to you soon. Thanks a lot.
All right, guys, our first guest, Clint Slate, also known as Greg. What an absolute gentleman. We had a lovely doubly chat there. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Really cool insight into his creative process. It's just fantastic, and you know what? It's funny. Like I always can relate to people, you know, in certain ways. So I really related to Greg there in that way. So to let us know in the chat what you thought about that. We got Kobara saying unreal rock voice. Yeah, what a brilliant performance. Its sound was great as well. I was so happy when that works out. Rebecca says she's gonna do her French accent. Okay, brilliant. Yeah, looking forward to that. Maximillion Foy says love Dragons. It's a crazy album, so interesting, so much going on. Yeah, and Maximillion Foy did a brilliant review on the whole album, guys. You got to check it out. It's on the deMars magazine. Please do check that out. It's well worth the read, and fair play to Maximillion Foy for reviewing a whole album for us, and taking the time. He's really great at this stuff. So and Clint really loved that review as well. So yeah, it's really cool. So Keith is saying that he's going to collect his bag now. I'll throw things at you from the doorway. Where are you, Keith? Are you there? You're not there. Keito! What? Oh, did he already leave? Okay. Well, then he's gone. I guess he didn't throw things at me. He was only messing. What's going on here? So, Kobara says, verification of the groove can be found in Kozak's bobbling head. Hashtag scientific proof. And Maximillion Foy says it's the litmus test. It is, you're right. It pretty much is the litmus test. My head can't control itself. It just does it. Now, I'd be up feckin' full body thing, but I'm afraid I'll bleed and make a mess all over the place. So, yeah, it pretty much is scientific proof. So, yeah, very good. You got that one there. What else do we have going on? Yeah, so that's it. Rebecca saying it's beautiful. Listen, thanks so much, guys, for staying tuned in. I hope you are enjoying the show as much as myself. I'm having some great crack here. So yeah, if you are up for giving a like or a subscribe, you know where the buttons are. You don't have to do that. I probably recommend you not to do it, to be honest. You're wasting your time with me here, but well, with me personally, but not with the fantastic music that we got here. Obviously, like that's worth the subscribe and a link. Don't be bothering about me though. I'm just the vessel, I suppose. So let's do the next segment. Rebecca Cappuccini.
Kozak deMars.
What's the story? Welcome back. How long's it been? 3 weeks? 4 weeks?
3 or 4 weeks. We did four solid weeks, and then I took a break, and then you took a break, and then somehow we ended up here.
It's great. It was good to take a break. It's a lot of work to delve into these counties. We did a great job, I think. Both of us did really well. So congrats on our return to your local 32, guys, where we look at 32 counties, 2 counties at a time, every week. Yes, we are on. What are we on now? We're on 8.
Yeah. Well, this will be our 10th slot.
It's
really,
10th,
if you think about it.
9
yeah.
and 10th. Yeah, great. Yeah, so. Excited to see what you've uncovered in Roscommon. I've uncovered a couple of little gems in Offaly. Very happy to say. I wasn't really sure, but I'm always up to being surprised, and I surely was a little bit surprised. Did you have any surprises?
I did. I started off quite nervous. Obviously, we have a deMartian who is the one that keeps pushing for us to find out what's in Roscommon. It turns out she had an experience there with a piano store that was also a bus stop and where a donkey lived. So from that story, she just keeps pushing for Roscommon to come up. So myself and her had a conversation about it, and she was like, yeah, I really want to know what's there. And I was like, okay, well, now you have me curious, but I just didn't know what to expect. I was like, what's in Roscommon? And then me and you had that phone call the other day. I was like, turns out there's no live music venues.
Shocker. It is a shocker because like there's bars at every corner in Ireland. Like there's as many bars as, I mean, there's more bars than churches, I guess. So that would make sense anyway. But like, you know what I mean? I mean, they're pretty iconic. So with that, you should have live. But I suppose it's kind of different then. Like you've got live venues, but then you've also got the guy in the corner playing the banjo or the fiddle or the guitar that you wouldn't really hear of maybe, you know. So that's also very difficult because usually sometimes that stuff isn't advertised as well in sort of the smaller towns, isn't it?
Exactly. Like, so they do have pubs, lots of pubs where you can play music, but none of them are dedicated venues, I think is what was intended to be meant by what they said to me.
Yeah.
So I had loads of people reach out to me. It was the great thing about my community is like loads of people reached out to me and gave me information. Rua Media sent me loads of bands. I'm actually going to use one of the bands she picked for that. And loads of other bands that are either have a bass player or a drummer from Roscommon were like, yeah, these guys or this place. So it was interesting that way.
Perfect. Well, I was going to go first, I think, because of order, but I think I'll let you go first because I just remembered something that I completely forgot to do, and I'm going to try and do that while you do your thing.
Okay.
Oh my God. Yeah, no, I won't say anymore. But anyway, okay, Rebecca, Roscommon, take it away.
Okay, so Roscommon. So the Regulars Ireland are from there. There's no actual music venue per se, as I said. So there used to be a pub called Harlow's, which was used, but unfortunately, due to COVID, it's currently closed down. So that was pretty much the only space where you could go and perform anything. Outside of that, there are loads of festivals. Sorry, I'm getting tongue-tied. This is what happens. Boyles had have a venue there that you can use. You have the Art Centre, and you have quite a few art festivals there as well, which are quite interesting. There's a drama festival. There's the Fela Frank McGann. That is a Irish trad festival that happens every year. There is also a lamb festival because obviously there's quite a lot of farmers in Roscommon, which is brilliant. And I love lambs. They're very cute. There's super tasty with mint. So yeah, I really, really enjoy discovering these things. Unfortunately, it's true. There's a lot of pubs, a lot of pubs in Roscommon, but there are not really any dedicated venues, which is so interesting to me. It's like, how can there be such incredible bands as the ones I've picked tonight without there being a place for them to actually hone their skills? And it turns out it is possible, even in a place like Roscommon, where mostly what you have are lambs and pubs. You can actually find a band like The Flies who are an incredible, and I mean this, like I was expecting, okay, there's not going to be much in Roscommon. I'd found this really cool wedding band that do really interesting things, but I was like, I can't really use a wedding band. And then I was like, okay, so what am I going to do? And then Rua Media sent me this band called The Flies, and they blow me away. I can't believe I didn't hear about them before. I can't believe they're from Roscommon. I almost can't believe they're real. That's how good they are. And the name of the song is this what you wanted? And my answer is yes, The Flies. This is exactly what I wanted to find in Roscommon, because I was like, we're going around. Roscommon's going to be really difficult for me. I don't know how I'm going to find it. And The Flies, you have delivered exactly what I wanted with this song and this music video. I just can't wait for everyone in the deMars community and anyone who's going to watch this video to find out more about these guys, because they are insanely talented. And that's Roscommon.
or sculpt me another David. And I'll try to be more and more like you, and to move in the ways you do.
Thank you very much, Rebecca Cappuccini, for covering Roscommon for us. And that was The Flies, and with their song, Is This What You Wanted? Yeah, what an awesome video, what an awesome track. Check those guys out. So that song was released in 2019. So we got to check them out and see what they're up to. You know, it's always great to kind of delve into our counties as well, to kind of see if there are any bands that, you know, are still going. You know, it's like knocking on the door and saying, what's the crack, guys? What's going on over there? And it's just so bountiful, this country, with such an awesome variety. As I was saying when we opened up the show, so many different genres and styles. So it's just great to see that. So well done, Rebecca, on that. So let's see. Oh yeah, what's going on in the chat, guys? Did you like that? So Kobara says, great video production, boys. Yeah, it was awesome video production. And it's class tune. Maximillion Foy, ooh, that's feckin' great. Awesome, dude. Yeah, no, really cool. Clint Slate says, thanks a lot for having me, and thanks a lot for the nice words, guys. Awesome, dude. Yeah, it's a pleasure to have you. And Millie Thurman says, totally enjoyed it. Well, that is absolutely awesome, Millie. I'm so happy you're enjoying the show, and thanks for coming out and checking it out. Welcome to the deMartian community, and you're very, very welcome here with all of us. We're all a very good community, and we're all very supportive here. And music, we love music here, which is just so awesome, you know. And we have that mutual respect, you know. I think that's so cool. So you're all very welcome, guys. And Rebecca says, I know, what a gem, right? Yeah, absolutely. Millie says, loved it. Brilliant. Yeah, I hope my song now, you know, lives up to the standards now, guys, now, you know. It's not a competition, although it's funny because our thumbnail is like two boxing gloves, but we're only messing. We're not doing a versus county thing, although maybe that's something in the future, you know. So my county was Offaly, County Offaly. Look at that beautiful sunset, guys. Oh, I'd love to be outside now. So just a little bit of a brief geographical lesson for those of you that may not know or may not be from Ireland. Offaly is in the Midlands region, yes. It's also located in the province of Leinster. It's mad, isn't it? I didn't think Leinster stretched out that far, but it bleeding does. So it's named after the ancient kingdom of Wee Falghe, right? And it was formerly known as King's County. There you go, right in the middle, right where he's safe. You keep the king in the middle of the county. That's Offaly, right? You build a load of walls, slap him in the middle, people don't get near him. Now, it largely comprises of a lot of flat land, right? You know, bear with me, guys, bear with me. And we'll get to the music. I just need to educate you about what's going on there, right? Visually, environmentally, you know, whatever that word is for how the landscape, right? The topography, there we go, that's the word. And it's known for its extensive bog and peat lands. So there are many bogs in Offaly, including the Bog of Allen, Clara Bog, Bora Bog, and the Raheen Moor Bog, which are spread across the county. Sorry. With the Bog of Allen extending into 4 other counties. Massive bog, lads. Massive. Anyway, okay, right, stop. Midlands 103, originally Midlands Radio 3, that's the radio station which broadcasts to Laois, Offaly and Westmeath, is based in Tullamore, and it has studios across the Midland. RTE's medium wave transmitter broadcasting RTE was there before in Tullamore, but the transmission stopped in 2008. So the Gaelic game's hugely popular in the county. Offaly Ga consists of about 44 clubs playing Gaelic football and hurling in communities throughout the county. So, of course, as well, we've got the Tullamore Dew, not Dew like a DEW, like the Morning Dew, not the other one, which is a whiskey that they're very well known for as well. So moving on to the artists now. So, you know, I had to thicken that intro out a little bit because there was only a couple of artists. No, I was quite surprised to find Hogan, who are a 4-piece pop rock band from Offaly, consisting of Mark Hogan, Wayne Brereton and Ronan Nolan, and I believe they finished now. The last bit of stuff they did was in 2013, and they had 4 awesome singles out. They had an EP and an album, and they got some chart stuff actually. So I'm Gonna, which was in 2007, was 37th in the charts. And they also got nominated for MTV Music Awards Newcomer in 2010. So it's a little bit of an older band, but from Offaly all the same. Then our big band from Offaly, guys, and I didn't know this band before. Look, this is how oblivious I was. And it's Chasing Abbey. I didn't know about them. Rebecca knows them. Let me know if you know these guys. They're a 3-piece consisting of Ro B and Teddy C. And back in 2017, they signed a global record deal with Beat UK, a Universal Music Group, which just skyrocketed them, and they've been doing really well since. So their debut single, That Good Thing, shot up to the top of the iTunes download charts within 24 hours of its release. So it was huge. And Today FM said they're the coolest thing to come out of Tullamore since the Palace nightclub opened its doors. Jeez. It's a bit harsh. What about the bleeding whiskey, like? Seriously? Anyway, Today FM, whatever. You know, each to their own. The Clara Harp, the Shamrock Band, was formation of many years in Clara, playing all local events. So it's a big band, and it participated in St. Patrick's Day parades around Ireland, and went as far as New York. So they were formed in Clara, which is in Offaly. Following the retirement of the band master, the group found themselves at a loss until Keith Kelly from the band of the 4th Western Brigade came along and took the role as a master in 2006. So yeah, they've got that going on. And then they've got Hubert Murray, who is, as they say, a voice of bursting from the soul. His song features lost love, inner demons, compulsive liars, and daydreamers, rounded out with a masterful hand over the fretboard. His performances embody all that is best in modern roots music even, combining energy, soul and authentic storytelling. So that's our artists. Very few, unfortunately. Not Hulk Hogan. No, it was just Hogan on its own. And the guy's name's Mark Hogan. Might be a relative, you never know. Moving on to venues, we have Luke's Bar. So they've got live entertainment. They're seeing themselves as a live venue. And they've played host to a multitude of household musical talents, from Aslan to Hudson Taylor, Declan O'Rourke, Jack L, Hermitage Green, Chasing Abbey, of course, and many, many more. Imagine seeing Chasing Abbey in a small venue like that, before they get big. It's really cool, isn't it? That kind of concept of seeing a band when they haven't, hit the big leagues, and you've seen them while they were small. It's really awesome. I like that idea. So they played music. They had music every weekend with traditional folk Irish sessions nightly throughout the summer. And there's always some lively atmosphere, which is, it's not happening now, isn't it, unfortunately. They also have the Well, which is a bar. The Palace venue as well, which is in Tullamore, which hosts a variety of nights. Now, not so much live music now. It was a lot of DJ and team cocktail party stuff, but music stuff all the same, entertainment all the same. So they've got a bit of stuff going on over there now. They've actually got a nice variety of schools as well, arts and drama and musical schools as well. So they're always looking for participants to take part in their schools and their projects, and they're always searching for people to volunteer with talents for set design, prop management, costume design, tailoring, stage makeup, clerical assistance, or just fundraising, So they have a society there that are an excellent conduit for community and individual solidarity, and they produce the very best in amateur drama and musical productions. Yes, so that is, I'll give you a little list here. So they're voluntary amateur drama and musical groups all throughout Offaly. which is really cool discovery. So you got the Tullamore Music Society, Tullamore Amateur Dramatic Society, the Clara Musical Society, Clara PIC Players, the Burr Stage Guild, Banagher Drama Group, Cool Dairy Drama Group, that sounds cool, Dane Geen Musical Group, Killavara Drama Group, Lusmag Players, Sayre Kieran's Drama Group, and Rahan Drama Group. There's a lot of drama and music going on over there. It's pretty cool. Max says, yup, the Palace was at a very dodgy 21st there years ago. Awesome. And they have a good few little festivals, little nice niche festivals. So the Burr Vintage Week and Arts Festival, which features an opening parade, it features equestrian, craft marketing, children's events, music and more. And that's in Burr, B-I-R-R. They've also got the Hullabaloo Offaly's Children's Arts Festival, which is the biggest Midlands festival of theatre and arts for children, which is also based in, well, it's based in Burr, Clara and Edenderry even. Geez, I'm thinking of berries here. And there's also the Offline Film Festival, which is a film challenge game, watching great features and shorts plus workshops. And they've also got the Queen of the Land Festival. Queen of the Land, it's an annual 3-day event where they host the Queen of the Land. Yeah. So that's Offaly for you guys. I hope you enjoyed that presentation. That's our local 32. I'm going to play a track by... I'm going to be honest with you. I forgot to pick a track, guys. Look at me. I'm not going to lie to you. So... I'm just going to pick a track. What do you guys want? All right. How about you guys let me know, right? Do you want a track from Hogan, which is the 4-piece pop rock band, right? That got the MTV nomination, right? We can play one of their singles. We can play Chasing Abbey. We can play one of their tracks. Or we can play a track from Hubert Murray. Do you just want to let me know in the chat there? And we'll play that track. And then we're going to invite Kobara on. And Kobara, apologies, we're running a couple of minutes late, so appreciate your patience there. You might be about 5-6 minutes late there with your chat. So let me know, guys, in the comment section, what do you want? 1, 2 or 3? Which band do you want me to play? No rush, guys. I can wait here all day. You're just holding up Kobara. Any of the 3? No? Hogan, I suppose. Max, thanks very much. Appreciate that. I had a feeling we were going to go that direction, which is great. So, let me see. Let's play Gimme Love by Hogan. Let's see if they have a music video for it. Let's see what happens here. Brilliant. Official music video. And it looks pretty cool. It was released 6 years ago. It's a shame. I hope the guys are... wonder what the guys are up to now. Like, I'll give them a message after this and see what the crack is over at that end. So Hogan, Gimme Love, the official music video. Clint says Hogan 2 by Luck. Hogan says Millie. Awesome, guys. I think there's actually a delay in the chat. I forgot that I have low latency, not ultra low. So no, appreciate you guys. Hogan it is.
You'll feel the same. Shoulda loved,
Hola amigos, Maximillion Foy here, blasting at you live from the holodeck. As we are all aware, the Irish music scene is struggling at the moment due to COVID-19 restrictions. And though we're all plugging away to try and make things work for ourselves, there are also some individuals and groups that have had some amazing ideas which have helped out artists to no end. I think as a collective group, we all need to show our appreciation to these wonderfully innovative ventures. So for that reason, I'm bringing you my top 5 amazing contributions to the Irish music scene. At number 5 is The Local 32, hosted by Rebecca Cappuccini and our very own David Kozak. The Local 32 aims to shine a spotlight on artists from each county in Ireland, bringing the viewers of deMars Entertainment wonderful content from bands that they might previously never have heard of. It's a great effort to decentralise Irish music away from the big cities and create a musical community that is inclusive no matter where you are in Ireland. The two hosts must be commended for the amazing research they put in. Let's face it lads, it's going to be very difficult to find something to talk about when it's time for a Longford submission. At number 4 is Captivities. Now, Captivities is an amazing series that boundary-pushing Waterford icon Rebecca Cappuccini came up with to help push band merchandise to a large audience via her promotional efforts and essentially reignite the merch buying culture in Ireland. Since the emergence of streaming sites has made a huge dent in a band's ability to sell their music and COVID has devastated the live scene, this is such an important initiative which Rebecca deserves so much praise for. At number 3 is Creative Cabin Fever. Now, Creative Cabin Fever is a series of in-depth interviews with artists from all over Ireland and beyond, dealing with the effects of COVID lockdown on musicians and bands. Host Rebecca Cappuccini has sat down with an exhausting amount of musicians and other creatives to bring you interviews that not only highlight the artist's work in an in-depth way, but to draw out their personalities and feelings, making for an always intriguing listening experience. At number 2 is Viking Promotions. Now, Viking Promotions is a Waterford-based events management PR company and promotion company which aims to bring the Southeast music scene back to life with enthusiasm, creativity and an unwavering love of the game. Run by the Viking herself, Rebecca Cappuccini, Viking mainly focuses on alt-rock, metal and grunge, but is open to all music in a never-ending effort to open doors for musicians and open the minds of listeners as well. And at number 1 is the amazing Rebecca Cappuccini. Now, what can I say that hasn't been said already about this absolute force of nature who is hell-bent on grabbing Irish music by the scruff of the neck and hand-delivering it to every home in Ireland. Between Viking and deMars, she also finds time to be an amazing mum to her little sidekick Keanu. The Vi Queen has lit up our screens with her hosting stint at the Transmission Festival alongside yours truly, and has also been the MVP for an amazing series of gigs streamed live from Cypress Avenue this winter. She's been a major contributor to deMars magazine since its inception, and there's probably 2 more projects going on that I'm not even aware of. In short, Rebecca is an unsung hero in Irish music today, and I want to appeal to everybody within the sound of my voice to seek her out and share this wonderful person with the world. So that's all for this week, folks. As you might have guessed, I had an ulterior motive for this week's show. That was to give a little love back to someone who is very important to us all. So until next week, whether you're checking this out on deMars or on my YouTube channel, thanks a billion for tuning in. And if you like what you see, hit subscribe. I've been all kinds of busy lately, but Dweeb Booty is coming, I promise, as soon as I get 5 minutes to myself. Until then, I'm going to catch you on the flip-flop. It's Maximillion Foy. That's at Maximillion_Foy. Follow me on Instagram. Check out Murder Most Irish. Listen to Cell Games. Download my music. And be good to yourself. So that's all for this week.
Alright guys, so that was our wonderful Maximillion Foy, and fair play to our very own Colin for giving a beautiful presentation on our one and only Rebecca Cappuccini. You can see her there in the chat as Viking Promotions, our wonderful star of the music scene in Ireland. She is just so wonderfully committed and such a huge cheerleader for all of these wonderful artists within the country. So do check her out. Click on her. Can you click on somebody's name and see? No, you can't do that. No, you can't. See, I'm all over the shop with the bleeding links in the description. Again, I'm having the same fucking... Rebecca, help me, please. But look, she's absolutely amazing, guys. And do check her out, Viking Promotions. And I'm so happy that Max got around to doing something like this for her. It's absolutely well-deserved. So our next guest is the awesome Kobara. And it's just so wonderful because I feel like we only know each other a couple of weeks, but I feel like I know him so well through his music and just through his social media presence. So I love when that happens, and I always look forward to meeting new people and having them sort of officiate the stamp of approval when you come onto the show. You're forever under the deMars wing once you come on. But a little bit of about Kobara. So he's an Irish-based storyteller, singer-songwriter, and producer. And he says that he has a refreshing sound blended with thoughtful lyrics and powerful songwriting, and I totally agree. And you'll definitely know that if you listen to his most recent track, Life Is On Your Side, which is still giving me chills, guys. It's unbelievable. And we're going to be treated by a live performance from that today as well. So I'm really, really looking forward to getting to that stage and having a bit of a chat with them. So he released a debut single and an experimental EP, as well as playing several live support performances, including Whelan's in Dublin, with 2021 off to an amazing start for him. He has several releases already, and he is set to have an exciting year, which is awesome. Do check out his EP. Now, that was released, I believe... in late 2025, Lonely Poisons, which includes that track Life Is On Your Side, the most recent release. So please give a warm welcome in the chat to Kobara.
How's it going, Kozak? How you doing?
There he is. What's the story, man? Great to have you. How are you keeping?
Good, yeah. Thanks for having me on. Really love what you're doing with the show. I've been watching it over the last couple of weeks and it's great, so delighted to be on it.
Thanks
and I'm
so
great.
much.
Summer's coming, man. The days are getting longer, which opens up so much possibilities for music and videos and stuff. I think it's going to be an unbelievable summer for Irish music, to be honest, and so I'm really psyched about it. How about you?
Yeah, no, I'm very much psyched. Yeah, like I've been saying a lot, like it's just so nice to be out of that rough winter, you know, and I think there's a lot of positivity in the air and a lot of good vibes, and we really, I believe, I don't know, I myself personally, and I'm sensing it amongst the community and amongst people that,
Same.
you know, we're becoming, we're finding ourselves and perhaps a part of ourselves that wasn't accessible even before this COVID time. So I'm definitely feeling that. So it's great, yeah, and I'm feeling the art, I'm feeling the creativity. February was a fantastic start to that, you know, it was that nice intro to all that. So I mean, you've been a busy bee, man. You've been doing a lot of work. So how have you been finding creativity lately?
Unbelievable, to be honest. It's kind of like a strange thing to say, but it's almost been you know, it's been the blessing of COVID, really, is that, you know, obviously the fabric of life has changed like dramatically. So I've never been producing as much ever, particularly with my solo music with Kobara. Yeah, it's been intensely creative, I think. And I think because a lot of just the random stuff of the day is just taken out, and a lot of the things that we used to do, and it's kind of like, you know, what are you going to do instead? And I think it's actually a great time to be an artist, even though it's kind of contradictory, because it's an awful time to be an artist, because like you're struck down by obviously you can't do anything. But at the same time, as an independent artist, maybe to refine that a bit more, I think it's a great time to be an independent artist, because you can really hone in on your craft and start busting stuff out. You know what I mean? Definitely,
yeah. And I think there's an element of creativity, I suppose, as well, accessible within us, that perhaps it has time now to come out, because we've had such a fast world before the COVID, and it's sometimes things that work very fast, that sometimes creativity requires a bit of a slow release, and we just don't get to look at it properly.
Big time. Things have slowed down, and you know, it's hard. I know not to brush it under the carpet. It is hard, and people are struggling big time, but there is also an opportunity there, which I think is nice. I think if you're in a position to, or a place to kind of grapple with it.
100%, man. So tell us a little bit about Kobara itself, because it's only around, I think it was 2019, right? You started. So tell us about the beginnings of that and why you got into a solo project, because you were in a project with Shullin. I believe you're still with them, right? But you decided to do a separate solo. Tell us a little bit about that transition there.
Yeah, so like, I mean, when I started off, it was kind of a solo thing. I'm talking about years ago now. When I was a teenager, I was always kind of doing my own songs. But then the project with TG Lurgan over in the Gaeltacht took off, and then that led into Shullin, and then that was like spanned over years and stuff like that. So I just totally parked any idea of my own stuff for years. And I just 2017, 18, I was starting to think like, you know, I wouldn't mind kind of revisiting telling my solo story or whatever like that, or just like, you know, doing that kind of brand of music that I wanted to make all along. And there was a very specific point when I decided I wanted to do it, which was I was at, I think it's Forbidden Fruit. It's that festival in Marley Park. And I was waiting for Mumford & Sons to play. I think it was Longitude actually, now that I think about it. But Mumford & Sons were playing. I was there with some friends and we were all sitting out in the grass. It was like one of those really sunny days, and everyone just had a plastic cup of like some rotten piss from the bar in their hand, but everyone was delighted.
Oh, I'd love some rotten piss right now in the sun.
I'd take Anton. I'd take Heineken at this point. And just as we were waiting for Mumford to come on, this band came on that I'd never heard of before, which is Milky Chance. I don't know, are you familiar with Milky Chance?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
German duo.
Yeah.
I'd never heard of them before. And they got up and they started off their set with Stolen Dance.
What a tune.
What a tune. And everyone, and there was thousands of people. There must have been, at that point already, 5,000 to 10,000 people sitting out in the grass, and everyone stood up with their beer in the air and just started dancing. And I was looking out over this and I was like, this is amazing. I just like, and their sound kind of has inspired me since. But that was a point where I had already been thinking about doing my Kobara thing. And just something about that moment just made me go, right, I'm doing this now. No more waiting around, that kind of thing. Do you know? I
love it. Is Milky Chance a solo artist, or did he have musicians with him for that gig?
It's like a duo. So it's like the guy who does the singing plus the guitar, acoustic guitar, and then it's kind of like the guy who I think produces the tracks, and he kind of spins the tracks live along with the performance. It's kind of it's a strange actually setup, but worth looking at for sure. They're a cool band, I think.
And how about yourself? What's your general setup for live? Is it with somebody else or is it solo?
I'm still kind of working that out. So I've done about 3 gigs now, and the big one I did in Whelan's was I basically did it completely on my own, and I was triggering samples with an SPDSX. I had like all these various pedals out in front of me that were all triggering different samples and stuff like that, and triggering samples off the pad itself and playing the pad and playing guitar. It was really fun because it allowed me to get, because you know my music is kind of like electronic EDM kind of a sound. It's kind of like in my head I was like, you know, what am I going to do with this? I'm going to DJ this like or something. It's like which I'd never do, but or am I going to try and like get like a 9-piece band to try and like fill in all these synthy sounds or whatever. So I tried this and it was great. Like it was kind of like it gets you that kind of big track kind of sound, like DJ kind of sound, but you're also playing the stuff. Like
yeah.
I did find it was incredibly stressful though. That's the only thing about it, because like, you know, like if you mess up as a band, because like I've played in bands for years, like and messing up is almost the most interesting part for me about live music, but and how you handle it. But if you mess up with samples, you know, the repercussions are massive. Like you might not be able to actually salvage the song, and if you hit the wrong thing, or if you trigger a 2-minute track and you forget what you triggered. And so it was kind of like, it was tough going a little bit. I did enjoy the gig, but I'm not sure is that the format going forward, but that's the most up-to-date thing anyway. Obviously then I haven't gigged since that because of COVID. So
yeah, it's interesting, and I personally like that combination of that electronic and acoustic guitar. I think it's very and you have that acoustic guitar quite at the front as well of the mix, right? It's a bit more kind of clear and present, which I really like, and obviously the vocals with that. I personally like that as a within production stuff. And so do you produce your own stuff as well? Is everything all just yourself, and including instrumentation? Absolutely everything is just you, is it?
Yeah, whole shebang. My first 2 tracks I got them mixed for me because I kind of wasn't really able to mix them at that point, but these days now mixing, mastering the whole shebang.
Brilliant.
So like record at home, kind of like a 2 or 3 stage process for me recording. It's kind of like I'll generally write the song on acoustic guitar. Then I'll make like a shell track or something, you know, it's kind of a shell of a track that is with electronic music. So I'll program in some drums, I'll build up some synths and stuff like that and get a bit of a vibe going on the track. Then at that point I'll switch over to instruments and I'll record like live acoustic, live bass, live drums, all that kind of stuff. And then third step then vocals. So that's generally the way I record, and all done at home, which is good and bad. Obviously there's kind of I like studios as well. I have nothing against studios, but particularly for solo music, I think when we're kind of working a lot of it out and there's not a band dynamic, it kind of works better to record at home because you've got ultimate control and freedom. But then with Shut-In, for example, then I go in studios and stuff like that. So, you know, there's kind of a different approach for whatever you're doing. It really depends, I guess, what you're doing, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I guess it's nice to have two separate sort of ways of creating, isn't it, as well? So it's not too mundane
Sure,
for you. You get two outlets, which is interesting. So Shullin, let's look at Shullin, and then we'll go back to some of your recent releases. We'll discuss them. So tell us a little bit about the background to Shullin as well. It's just very interesting to hear kind of how that happened and sort of how the years have been with that project, because you've been with them for a good few years. So it'd be great to hear about that.
Yeah, for sure. So when I was a teenager, I went over to the Gaeltacht to Coláiste Lurgan just as a student, and ended up kind of after a few years working there, and we started off this TG Lurgan thing. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but basically we were doing covers of songs, popular songs into the Irish language, and it was in one of those summer camps where everyone goes to learn Irish, and we used to do these big videos with all the kids and record them and kind of make a music video essentially with the whole college. And we did this for years, and it started off kind of like, just very low key or whatever. But after a few years, we kind of just kept going back and upping the production and stuff like that. And eventually in 2013, anyway, several of the videos kind of just went viral in a week and just went mad. And I remember sitting in the Keys bar in Galway after releasing one of the videos, which just so happened to be the one that people decided they really liked. And it got literally, it was going up by the tens of thousands of views. And we're kind of like back then when you because this is the early days of YouTube, really, and it was 2013. So like when you release a video, if it goes over 336 views, it just gets a plus. And generally, because it wasn't able to clock the views back then, and generally whenever we saw that, we knew we'd done a good video.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's cool. But by the end of that week, anyway, I had 1 million views, and we're like, Jesus, what's going on here? It just took it up to another level. So as a result of that, then people started getting in touch and being like, can we get this band, the Lurgan band, who does these songs, to like come do a gig with us, or whatever. So we said, Jesus, lads, we better form a band. So basically the people who worked on that project in the studio making all the tracks, we just got together and said, let's be a band, and we call ourselves Shullin, and we started doing gigs. And we've been very lucky, like with the opportunities we've had. We got to do a load of mental stuff. We got to go to Africa. We got to write the song for the 2016 Euros for the soccer, which I know nothing about, by the way. Wow. And travel to Paris with the team. And we just ended up doing a load of stuff, and it all just came back to doing those videos with Coláiste Lurgan, that we got kind of opportunities thrown at us, and we were absolutely not ready for it and had to play catch up in like an absolutely major way. I think we were probably sounded terrible for the first couple of years, but so we're at the point now where we kind of do a few tours a year and that kind of stuff, and that's kind of where Shullin is to date.
And did you just manage it yourself, or did you just have to get a manager and all the kind of admin stuff? Had to be hired people? Did you?
We did some managers, all right. We had two different managers, Joe Clark initially, and then Troy Armour, and it kind of, we had I think, was it a year or two with the first guy, and it was brilliant, and then it was kind of time to move on, and then we had, I think, another year or two with the second guy, and did great stuff together, and again kind of came to the point where it's time to move on. So now we kind of just manage it ourselves. Brilliant.
Yeah, it must be some leap, really, and it's a crash course, really, isn't it, in band management and everything in between, I suppose. Working with a calendar, that can be quite tricky as well, as in booking dates and PR and admin and all that. It's just a massive wave of things hit towards you. So fair play to you for being able to manage with that, and now you're able to self-manage, which is brilliant. What was like the most popular song, or what was the most popular requested out of curiosity, like from clients or from people?
For Shullin, I think the one that we're probably most known for now in the circles that listen to us or know us or whatever is it's a song we did about 2 years after that in 2016. Do you know Oro Shada Bahawalya? Song you might have learned in school.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so we did a version of that, but we kind of like, we call it like Oro on steroids, basically. So just did like a kind of a big tribal drum version with loads of crazy instruments, and it goes off all like kind of like Eastern almost.
Love it.
So we did a version of that, but we loved it. It was one of those tracks, I don't know if you've ever done this because you're a musician yourself, but you've made a track that you think that you love it and no one else is going to love it. That was the way for the first year. Nobody really cared about it, and then unbeknownst to us, it was just kind of going kind of mad on YouTube, and now it has as much views as the original stuff, and that's definitely the calling card now, like as in that's what got us touring in America, I'm pretty sure. And I think that a lot of the people who do reach out to us, it's generally because they've heard potentially that track, the Orosha the Bahawalya track.
Wow, that's amazing, and that's great. But it's also good, I suppose. Do you find it like you're able to sort of combine your Kobara project somehow with the Shullin connections? Are you able to sort of navigate the... I know now it's difficult because you've only really had a year really of actual being able to leave the gaff with Kobara, right? Or you know what I mean, out of your
100%.
5 kilometers. But how are you finding that?
It's not because like I mean the two projects are so different because like you know Shullin is folk and all our kind of connections and circuits and stuff like that are folk oriented, and I suppose Kobara is folk as well. It's pop folk, but it's definitely more on the electronic side. So like initially for the first 2 years of Kobara, I didn't even mention that I was in this other project called Shullin as well, because I just wanted Kobara to kind of to create Kobara, you know, standalone. And then in the last, it's only since COVID actually really just kind of, you know, that's kind of mentioned the two things. But because you know, even in your head you're compartmentalizing things and you're trying to develop something, and it was just cleaner for me, I suppose, to keep them kind of separate. But yeah, there hasn't been a lot of crossover yet, but I have found that a lot of people from the Shullin community have come over to the Kobara community, and they're now kind of liking and sharing and kind of getting involved, which is brilliant, and I absolutely love to see that. So there is a bit of crossover there, I guess.
Brilliant. No, that's great to hear. So tell us. So let's move on to Kobara then. Tell us a little bit about your most recent EP. So 5 Lonely Poisons. So tell us a little bit about the creation of that and sort of like the concept as well. It kind of felt like it all sort of tied in together as a sort of singular piece conceptually. So was that by accident? Was it planned? And tell us a little bit about that process.
It certainly wasn't planned. Anyway, so like for me, it was kind of an experimental EP really. I didn't really plan it that way, but looking back on it now, it totally was an experimental EP. It was kind of like, you know, I have loads of musical influences, like a huge spectrum of, you know, because I've played folk for years with Shullin. I'm a kind of a rocker myself from my teenage years, like big punk rocker and mad into kind of heavy metal and stuff like that. And then I love electronic music as well, which is kind of what I really steered into during T.G. Lurgan. So there's like a mishmash of stuff. It's like some kind of cocktail of music or whatever. But so I just had to find out what I wanted to do with the Kobara story and where I wanted to take it. So I said I was going to do this EP and kind of figure that out. So there's a few kind of, I guess there's a few different genres in there. There's kind of like straight up EDM with the first track on it, Can't Remember. Then you've got you know, the likes of Never Felt So Alive, which is much more folky, and you've got some rock in there as well with Hard Is Your Home. So basically I was just trying to load of different stuff and not making any rules, and just wanted to see where the penny would drop. And the fun thing about doing that with an EP, I think, as well, is that it's not just you in your bedroom kind of trying to make this decision. Like, you know, you put it out and you see, you know, what people are kind of engaging with and what people are expecting to see from you, like, you know, and that certainly happened, I think, with this EP. It's like one of the tracks I put on it, it was a total afterthought, as in I hadn't a fifth track, and I was like, I want to do a 5-track EP. So there was a song that I'd written when I was younger called Language Barrier, and so I just basically put that in as an afterthought. And then the actual single I put out off the EP, nobody cared about. Literally, like it was probably the most underperforming single I've put out before. People were like, don't really like that, but I was like, oh, okay, fair enough. And then the afterthought, Language Barrier, is the most streamed song off it. So, like, you know, I think when you're experimenting these days, there's so much content out there that you can afford to experiment in public and kind of figure it out with people, which I think is a fun thing to do.
Yeah, it's awesome. And Life on Your Side, which is a song, actually it was released before, right? It was released as a single. Oh no, it was the last song to be released, was it, out of the EP?
Yeah, I actually put that song up when I released my first single, which is Never Felt So Alive. I actually put that up as well. I don't know what I was doing, to be honest. I just threw it up. I just fired it up. And
don't worry, neither do I. I feel you, brother.
100%. I was just like, okay, I threw it up, and obviously did a big single release around Never Felt So Alive, and just did absolutely nothing with Life Is On Your Side. So I was just left it there for a while, and I always wanted to make a cool video for it. So just this year with COVID, I said, right, I'm gonna do as cool a job as I can on this track now and give it its day finally, rather than just slipping it on up there and saying nothing to no one.
Yeah, no, it's great, because I made a mistake, and I think I might have mentioned it in the introduction that Life Is On Your Side was a recent release, but I think I personally confused myself because you had obviously the video release just there, and also you had Addict to Your Love, right? Which was released in late January. So I mixed up those two songs on my end. But it's interesting because I relate to that because I released a music video after a year myself there, and a lot of people thought it was a new tune as well, and I didn't mind that. I was like, that's great. Yeah, it's a new tune. Yeah. Just say that. Yeah, new release in title. Did you feel the same? Like, did you just kind of feel like, oh, let's just reignite it here, and it doesn't matter when it was released. Let's just do it and.
Definitely, yeah. Because like I keep saying like, oh, no, my new video release, video brackets release. But you know, like I mean, you can do that stuff, can't you? Though too, because remember Macklemore, for example, with Can't Hold Us, and he released the track, and he did his first tour, and half the venues were kind of empty and stuff like that. And then a year later, he had gotten really big, and he was able to do a proper tour. And he just said, "I'm just going to re-release it. It's our best tune. Like I'm not going to just not re-release it. Nobody saw it the first time around, and he just re-released it, and then." You know, he played to like a sold out academy in Dublin, and people were like clawing at the eyes to get into it and stuff like that. So I think it's if it suits the mood, or if it suits whatever's going on, I think there's no rules, you know.
And tell us a little bit about the story behind Life Is On Your Side, because I know it's about somebody who committed suicide that's close to you. Can you tell us a little bit about that, if you don't mind?
Yeah, so it's a guy from Lurgan, and actually, as we were speaking about earlier on, and he worked in the studio with us. So myself and the guys in Sholin, we'd been there since the start of the whole music thing over there, and there was kind of a few lads and girls who were younger than us who were kind of starting to come in, and we're kind of showing them what we'd been doing, and they were starting to learn, and you know, they'd probably replace us then when we go off and do our own thing, and that was going on, and one of these dudes was kind of going through that, and he's just an amazing, talented, sound, good-looking chap. Like you look at him and say, like, this is one of those dudes that has everything going for him. Like universally liked. I can't imagine anyone who wouldn't have liked him. And 1 year he just didn't come back to Lurgan because unfortunately he made the irreversible decision. So it just goes to show you like what really struck me about it, because you know, I mean, I worked with this guy for a few years. It's not as if we were best mates or anything like that. You know, I wouldn't see him during the year, and then we'd be back in the studio in the summer, that kind of stuff. But I was kind of almost shocked at the profound impact it had on me. You know, it absolutely shook me to my core, to be quite honest, and took a little bit of time to kind of, I don't know, come to terms with it. And it just goes to show you that, like, you know, when something like this happens, you can't really over or underestimate the impact that it's going to have on you. You know, I can't imagine what it must be like then for like a girlfriend or a mother or a brother and a sister and that kind of thing. So it's just unimaginable, really. So for me, it was just writing this song was kind of a way of, I don't know, processing what had happened and just kind of getting over it in your own little way, I guess.
Yeah, well, it's a beautiful song, and as I personally messaged you about it, I really personally resonated with that. Just the energy in the song and the message, you know, which I found also, you know, there's that positivity as well to it, you know, as in it's building people up in a way. It's in the title, you know. So I think it's very strong and powerful, and I thoroughly enjoyed listening to that. The maybe 15 times I heard it's probably since the beginning of the week. So it's beautiful and so nice to see an extra dimension added to it with the music video. So tell us a little bit about the music video and the person starring in the video as well. Of course, tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we shot the video, or my parts of the video, around Christmas time. It was actually my brother Steve. Steve is in a band called O'Brien up in Dublin. They're a kind of a commercial rock band. They're worth checking out, by the way. Big shout out to O'Brien. And Steve shot it for me, myself and him and my cousin Davey Holden. Just set up. I wanted to make the room look kind of spooky. It's kind of a spooky song, and it deals with darkness and light. So just set up kind of as spooky a room as we could, and I recorded that. And then I had gotten in touch literally just online with this dancer. Her name is Emphas, and she's over in Bulgaria, and just reached out and said we'd collaborate on this. And she went off with her, I believe, partner Drew, and he shot it for her, and she choreographed this whole dance based on the track. And I had seen her work, so I was expecting it to be good. Like I'd seen stuff you'd done, and it was good. But my God, I was blown away. I couldn't actually believe what they did with it, because they went off to this. I'm actually not sure where the location is, but it's somewhere, I believe, in Bulgaria. But it was just phenomenal what they did. They went out to this crazy looking building. It looks like it's an old war, I don't know, memorial or something. I'm not sure what it is, but she choreographed. I think she really nailed the tone, I think, of the music with the dance that she came up with. It was just, I just thought it was amazing, and I was over the moon with it. So that's kind of where the two different shots in it came from.
Yeah, it's awesome. Really, really enjoyed it. And guys, do check it out. It's only been out about a week now, or no?
Since Monday.
Since Monday, so we're not even a week into it. So and you're getting some amazing response on it. So that's great to hear. It's really well deserved. So guys, do check that video out. And we have Kobara's link in the description. We actually have a link. There is a link in the description, guys. I didn't mess up the guests links. But do check him out. And it leads to his Facebook. But he's got loads of other networks available, of course, his Instagram, YouTube, and not website. You have it was a press pack I saw. It looked almost like a website. It was fantastically done, I have to say.
I do have a website as well, kobaramusic.com.
Brilliant.
If you want to check that out. And just to jump in as well, I have to say, man, your own single this week that came out, last week, was amazing. Shine Your Light. I really, really enjoyed it. Such a summer track. It's like, actually, the production I thought was kind of similar to stuff that I like to do myself, like clicks and stuff like that. It's great tune. I'm definitely going to be bearing that one in the summer, so fair play to you.
Cheers. I really appreciate that, man. It was so much fun going through that process, and I'm just excited to do it again. You know yourself,
definitely.
just going through that. And we both have light kind of mentioned within the sort of teams as well. So we could make a sort of a playlist with sort of light themed songs, perhaps, or
let's do it.
Concept album, from darkness to light. We could make something beautiful. But I appreciate you saying that, brother. So let's see how we are for time. So let's do a live performance then, because I don't want to keep too much. I don't want to drag on too much. We're having some lovely chats here. But I'm going to put you up on the stage. You've seen this stage a few times, Keith, haven't you? Because you're a fucking legend and you're tuning in on the shows, which is so cool.
Absolutely. It's the graphics and stuff you do, man, are just so cool. I absolutely love it.
Well, I'm glad you don't think they're cheesy, because they are borderline on the cheese section, but I don't have that cheese meter on me, unfortunately. It doesn't exist.
Not a thing.
There you go. I think we're going to get along just fine. Take it away, brother. Thank you.
Thanks so much. I'm going to dedicate this as well to Kelly and Rebecca, some people from the Sterling community who are an unbelievable support to me. So thanks so much for tuning in, guys.
How could we know the good if we never knew bad? Seems my poetry is beauteously sad. I knew your breaking heart, I felt it in your eyes. That nameless nothing dark, I've been there once or twice. When the darkness steals the light, like a shadow deep inside, you should know that life is on your side. Just wish I said that to you in time. To you in time. No, to you in time. It's hard to know the right and wrong when it's all done. A flame is burning bright when suddenly it's gone. When the darkness steals the light, like a shadow deep inside, you should know that life is on your side. Oh, just wish I said that to as you go. Live as you go. Live as you go. You cannot stop the rain outside. You cannot kill the pain inside. Those feelings clouding up your side. Please, brother, don't give up the fight. When the darkness steals the light, like a shadow deep inside, you should know that life is on your side. Life is on your side. We cannot stop the rain outside. You cannot kill the pain inside. Those feelings clouding up your side. Please, brother, don't give up the fight.
Wow, absolutely amazing. Wow.
Thanks so much, dude.
That is stunning, dude. Wow, I love the acoustic version. It's so nice.
Thanks a million. Thanks so much.
Thank
I
you for
enjoyed
that.
it.
Thank you for that, man. Guys, what did you think of the chat? A lot of people giving you some deserved love in the chat, brother. We got Davey Holden. There you go. Love this tune, dude.
That's my cousin there.
you
Check
go.
him out, lads. Davey Holden.
There you go.
He's saying the Martin looks very familiar because it's his Martin. In fact, yeah.
Oh, is it? Oh, there you go.
Left it in the gaff. So
Oh, did he? Yeah, you're not robbing things now on him. He caught you now. He caught you.
yeah, Davey's lying in his sitting room floor with broken nose, and I have the Martin now. So.
Clint Slate says, nice song, Kobara, and then he says something in French. I'm not going to try it. I'm so sorry. Greg, I'm going to have to get some French lessons off you now, brother. Claire says, oui. I can say that. Viking Promotion says, amazing performance. And Rebecca says, beautiful. And Kelly, chef's kiss to that performance. Well, there you go.
Thanks so much, lads.
Listen, thank you so much for coming onto the show, Keith. It's so nice to get to know you. So nice to have a chat with you. I guess before you leave, I'll just ask you one little silly question, I suppose.
Go for it.
What would you like to do when you when lockdown opens up? You can only pick one now. Would you like to perform? Would you like to see a gig? Or would you like to go on a holidays?
Oh, probably have to go for a gig. If it's going to be like a thing I'd really love to do, it'd have to be a gig. But if it's going to be like a silly, like what's one of the silly things I'm looking forward to after lockdown, it'd be a choice between a big bag of cans with all my mates or going to the cinema, because I love the cinema and I love film. But if you combine those things, you can end up with a big bag of cans in the cinema, which is also a good thing to do. So
or a
let's
big,
go for that.
you could do a big bag of cans in a cinema in Spain after you go to a gig.
Oh my God, yeah. Take me there, Kozak.
We should sell package holidays like that, you know, after the COVID, and go, we can give you all this in like one afternoon. Just buy yourself like a ticket the day before. You don't need to take too much time off, you know, just we'll whack it all in, and I'm sure that'll sell for loads.
Take my money.
Brother, it's been an absolute pleasure. Have a great rest of your
too.
weekend, man. It's so good to chat to you, and I'll talk to you very soon. Best of luck with everything.
You too. Thanks so much for having me on, lads.
Peace. Bye-bye. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for staying tuned in. I hope you enjoyed that show as much as I did. I thought that was absolutely fantastic. We had some wonderful, wonderful guests. Clint Slate, also known as Greg. What an absolute lovely gentleman, lovely guy. Check out his album Dragons. Really recommend it. The link is in there in the description in the video there. You can see more, and do give him a follow. And that goes obviously for the same with Kobara Kobara, who is just an absolute legend. Keith, such an awesome time chatting to you both, guys. And I posted in Kobara's music video there in the chat if you want to check that out and subscribe to his YouTube channel. And we had some great music as well, playlister music from Crescent Moon, Thomas Irwin, David Skinner, Greg Clifford, and all those links are in the description, guys. So do check them out and subscribe to our channel if you want to. You just don't have to, but if you are enjoying it so far, we do this every week, so we're here every Saturday evening, promoting different artists in Ireland and beyond from time to time. So we had our Clint Slate, who's based in France, but he's in a U2 cover band, which is great. So that's why we allowed him in. There's a bit of Irish there, but we like to mix and match around as well. But a lot of our focus is based obviously in Ireland because we are based here. So but it's just really cool. So oh yeah, and big shout out, of course, to Rebecca Cappuccini, who did the Local 32 with us, and did a great job with Roscommon, and Max Factor, who paid a lovely tribute to Rebecca and all of her hard work in the past year, which is just absolutely awesome. So I hope you all enjoyed that. Let us know in the comments how you enjoyed that show. And yeah, I'm glad, Kelly, that you like the graphics. That's cool. It's good to hear. I'm always trying to improve things and make the experience better for you guys, the viewer. The most important, because you guys are the ones that are reasoning why we're doing this, because and you are doing a great job supporting the music scene here. So fair play to you, and thanks so much, everyone. Thanks to Claire as well for tuning in. It's great to see you in the chat. Davey Holden, it's nice to meet you, brother. I see some great things. I followed you there on Instagram today. I saw some great things that you've been up to. So it's nice to expand the network. And Kelly, we've got some new people. We've got Kelly Zawierucha. Tak? Is that Polish? Czy mówisz po polsku? Bo ja jestem z Polski, ja mówię po polsku. And we've got another Rebecca. There we go. We have another Rebecca, which you're very, very welcome. And yeah, welcome to the deMartian network, guys. This is what we're all about. We're all about supporting each other and supporting the arts, the music industry. So we're going to move on to our gaming section. So if you want to tune in, if you want to join, I'm holding this section now on Twitch. So I'm not holding it anymore on YouTube. But don't worry, I'm going to leave you here with a final song, and then I'm going to move over to my Twitch channel. So what I'll do is, since I don't have it in the description, let's see if I can edit it. But I don't want to bore you while I'm editing it. So I'm going to play a track from, and I'm just going to pop it up here, and maybe you guys will be interested in checking it out. It is, I hope I didn't forget anything. Guys, did I forget anything on the show, by the way? Let me know, because I have a tendency to think I forget something, because we're doing quite good for time. Kelly says, Kobara says, thanks so much, Claire. Oh, brilliant, yeah. Kelly, oh my God, he pronounced it right. And guess the nationality, 1 million points. Well, I'm a Kozak. That's my name. So I had an advantage, Kelly. My parents are both Polish. And yeah, so there was a little bit of an advantage there for me. But thanks for the 1 million points. Really appreciate that. I'll put them to good use. Let's see, what track shall we play? We have some great new music, guys. The independent Irish music scene. All time, guys. Look, 157 tracks. We've got 104 beautiful people following and giving these tracks some love. And we have some love from, yeah, we've got some great artists in here. So do you want to add the playlist and link Twitch link? That's all. Forgot. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, I keep forgetting to do that every week. So what should we listen to, guys? Should we slap on a song from this playlist? There's loads of tunes. There's so much, and we're going backwards in time the further we go back. So it's hard to pick out of so many. So let us know if you have any suggestions while I transfer us to Twitch. And please do tune in for the Twitch crack, because we're playing music there too. So wait, I'll put myself on the screen. We're going to play some music. And I'm going to play some games with the guys. We're going to play some games with Rebecca Cappuccini. Of course, so she's going to be in the channel with us, having the chats. We're going to have a bit of crack. And who else? Who else? Bren's going to join us. I think we're going to try Valheim, but we're going to play some Apex. I know some of you that might mean anything, but we're going to be playing some music from this playlist too. So let's see. What are you in the mood for? What kind of genre? Are you up for something upbeat? Are you up for something less upbeat? You know, something chill. How do you want to close off? Because I'm stumped here, guys. I don't know what to go for. So many great tracks. Do you know what's a great track? I'm going to give this track a little bit of love here, guys. I'm going to give Kevin Casey, guys. Kevin Casey, right? We got to give this guy some love. And I don't know if I have his track in this playlist, but this is a great track. Shout it out. Kevin Casey, guys. I'm going to throw in the links. Join me on Twitch. It's a bit wilder on Twitch. I curse more. It's a bit of crack. I have like sound effects and stuff, and it's just a totally different experience to this. So stall it over to Twitch. I'll slap the link in a second, but I'm going to leave you with Kevin Casey. Enjoy.
The whole world seems to take liberties, gave none to you and all to me. Hey man, you know you gotta be free. Don't be ashamed, cause it ain't no sin to feed the truth you hide within. Hey man, sometimes we sing out of key. Shout it out. Shout it out. Get it loud, come on, and shout it out. The world is cracked and there ain't no fix. Those who make the rules are lunatics. Hey man, you know you gotta believe. With love and peace, we'll find our way. With hope and song, we'll have our say. Hey girl, you got a brother in me. Shout it out. Shout it out. Stand up, stand proud, come on and shout it
like the hand wearing a glove. I'm an addict to your love. I'm an addict to your love. To the friend I once knew, I will write this song for you. Too nostalgic to go on, too unbalanced to stay long. Seems I'm changing every day, don't know if it's the right way. Once the panic hits my blood, I'm an addict to your love. I'm an addict to your love. To the ones that stole my heart, I have loved you from the start. Times have changed and we moved on. Now I love you from a song. In the night when I can't breathe, choking on my heart's disease, I will try to give it up, my addiction to your love. I'm an addict to your love. I'm an addict, no. I'm an addict to your love. To your love. To I don't know what I've got in my future, in my heart. Travel back where I came from, try to find where I belong.
The war is over, we're 10 years older, but we're 2 steps from the truth. Soldiers marching, an earthquake starting, but still I'm stuck with the thought of you. Is time a healer? Could I believe her? Have we taken every shot? Do we need closure or something closer? I've been stuck in a retreat, all the ground that you've taken from me. What if we play it differently? Well, do you think we could finally find peace? Call it a truce on our last fight. After all of the smoke has cleared the night, have I been running through your mind? Have we already had our last goodbye? You left me bruises with old excuses. Couldn't look me in the eye. All the lying while I was trying to figure out all the reasons why. But Put down your weapons, we learn our lesson. We were young and out of depth. Let's start a new page, forget our old ways. I've been stuck in a retreat, all the ground that you've taken from me. What if we play it differently? Well, do you think we could finally find peace? Call it a truce on our last fight. After all of the smoke has cleared the night, have I been running through your mind? Have we already had our last goodbye?